Okay, this is video number 14 for violin and viola players. And in this video, we're going to learn how to play on the A string. Now, at this point, I am skipping ahead in Essential Elements Book 1. We will go back to what we skipped. But for now, I want you to open up to page number 10. We have skipped page number 8 and 9 just temporarily. We will go back and do those later on. But I want to go ahead and teach you the notes on the A string. Now, if you understood the notes on the D string, this is going to be easy. It's going to be so easy. You put your fingers down the same way. In fact, the notes are even easier to remember, in my opinion. So let's put your instrument up on your shoulder. Get that good hand position. And now when we put our fingers down, we're going to put them down on the A string, not on the D string. Okay, you already learned those notes. Put your fingers down on the A string. So when you put your first finger down, if you open up to page number 10, look in your book. It tells you the names of these notes. But remember how our instruments work. As we add fingers, we just go up the alphabet, right? So after A, one finger down, B, two fingers down, C. And C is also going to have a special name. It's actually C sharp. Those of you know music know there's a lot more to the story than that. But for now, we're just going to call it a special name. C is C sharp. And then three fingers down is D. A, B, C sharp, D. Now you're thinking, oh, I already know a D. Well, there are several Ds all over your instrument. Those of you that know piano, you get this concept because, you know, there's middle C, there's C's all over the place. There's different, what we call octaves. If you don't know music very well yet, don't worry about that term octave. That's okay. We'll learn it later on. Now, how are we going to, if I say, hey, play D now that you know two Ds, how am I going to tell you, how are you going to know which one? I'm going to identify them as high D and open D. So open D, remember open means there's no fingers down, right? So open D is going to be the one on the D string with no fingers down. High D is going to be when we put three fingers on the A string. Now your book doesn't do that, it just says D. But I want to be able to communicate with you so you know which D I'm talking about, all right? So open D and high D, we know two Ds. Eventually you're going to know two Gs. And you're going to know two E's and two F sharps and two A's and B's. Oh, you're going to know two of everything. You're going to know three and four of even some notes, okay? So open D and high D. So three fingers on the A string is called high D. You put your fingers down on the A string just like you did on the D string. It's easy. So I want you to try now. Put your three fingers down on the A string. We'll do some echoing on the A string. Now you might find it's actually easier to play on the A string than on the D string. Because guess what? That string is a little bit skinnier, so it's a little bit easier to hold down, all right? So three fingers down on the A string, pressing hard still. But if you were able to not get a thunky sound on the D string, you're going to be great on the A string. If you're still getting a thunky sound on the D string, it still might sound all right on the A string. But that doesn't mean you're off the hook. You still got to get those D string notes sounding good, right? So three fingers down on the A string, we're playing the note high D. Okay, play four high Ds, echo me. And go. High D, high D, high D, high D. Now, two fingers down. We're going down the alphabet. We're lifting up a finger. So this is C, and remember it's special, C sharp. Okay, two fingers in the A string, C sharps, play those. C sharp. And go C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp. Now do two high Ds and two C sharps. Play that. And go. High D, three fingers, C sharp, two fingers. Try it again. High D, three fingers, C sharp, two fingers, high D, C sharp, C sharp. Now one finger on the A string. Hopefully remember what this is called. This is a B. One finger on the A string is called B. Play that four times. B. And go. B, 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 B. Good. Now do two B's and two C sharps. One finger for B, two fingers for C sharp. Okay? Keep your fingers hovered above. Two B's, two C sharps. Echo. And go. B, B, C sharp, C sharp. Now do two C sharps, two high D's. And go. C sharp, high D, high D. Now would you do this? One last thing. Two high Ds and two open Ds. Try that. 2 high Ds and 2 open Ds. But guess what? Don't move your fingers here. Don't move them at all. 2 high Ds, 2 open Ds. And go. High D, open D, open D. Now the reason I want you to move them is because I'm going to have you now go high D, open D, open D. Okay, so 3 fingers down and then no fingers, 3 fingers. But you don't have to move this, do you? Because your fingers are not on the D string. If they are, you're doing something wrong. Do 2 high Ds, 2 open Ds. Sorry, we did that already, but do it again. And go high D, open D, open D. Then go high D, open D, open D. Play that. And go high D, open D, open D. All right, what you need to do for now before you do the next video, just practice your notes on the A string. Practice making up your own combination of notes. Do some high Ds, then C sharps, then a high D and a B, high D and a C sharp. Those different kind of things, and then you'll be ready for our next video. I want you to know the names of the notes and how to play them so that you're ready to learn how to read them, which is our next video.